You closed your laptop at 11 p.m. last night. Again, inbox zero, the presentation nailed, everyone is impressed, and you felt nothing. That moment when someone congratulates you and you have to remember to smile, that's not just burnout, that's something deeper. This is about what happens when success stops feeling like winning and starts feeling like survival. And the worst part, you can't even explain it to anyone because on paper, you're winning. LinkedIn says you're crushing it. Your body says you're being crushed. You're in the meeting, you're nodding, you're contributing, performing confidence like it's a dance, and inside you're just counting the hours until you can be alone. Achievement isn't a ladder anymore. It's a fortress you built around yourself, one accomplishment at a time. So you hit the promotion, you've landed the client, closed the quarter above goal, and still you feel disconnected, resentful, anxious, and worst of all, empty. Because you're not building towards something anymore. You're just maintaining. The body knows. The calendar says you're booked. Your body says you're broken. 3 a.m., wide awake, mentally redrafting an email that doesn't even matter. Sunday dread creeping in on Saturday afternoon. And that tightness in your chest when you see your calendar for the rest of the week. The relief you feel when a meeting gets canceled, not because you're busy, because you're depleted and you keep asking, shouldn't I be grateful? Isn't this just what ambition costs? And other people would love to be in my shoes, but here's the truth. Your body isn't being dramatic, it's being honest, and it's been trying to tell you for months. Here's what's actually happening. You didn't fail. Let me set the record straight. You evolved. You're still wearing last year's ambitions like a suit that doesn't fit. It looked perfect when you bought it, but now you can't breathe in it. The same skills that got you here today are now it's like a prison keeping you stuck. And the life that once expanded you is now constraining you. That's not failure, that's outgrowth. And if you're wondering why this is hitting now, look around. Look around. We're in the middle of a collective reckoning where post-pandemic clarity is here. Values are shifting and more of us just questioning whether we want to play the game they built or build our own. You're not alone in this. You're just early to naming it. So here's the real question. Do I fix this or do I build something new? And let's be real. If you don't ask that question, here's what happens. You stay, you keep performing, you keep delivering, and slowly, silently, you disappear from who you are. You disappear from yourself. And 5 years from now, you'll look back and realize you spent them protecting a life you didn't even want. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I've invested so much. Or what if I'm wrong? What if I regret it? But let me tell you something. The only thing you'll regret is spending another year wondering or listening to that voice. That's not quitting. That's wisdom. Before you make any big moves, I need you to get honest with yourself. And I mean honest. Not I'll think about it later honest. Not let me journal about it honest. The kind of honest that requires you to stop multitasking, close the laptop, and actually feel what you've been performing through. 3 questions. There's no right answers, just true one. Number 1, do I feel energized or drained at the end of most days? Listen, I know you're accomplished. I know you deliver. I know you can run on fumes longer than most people can run on a full tank, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, when you close your laptop at the end of the day, do you feel alive or do you feel like you survived? Do you feel proud or do you feel relieved it's over? Because energy isn't about how much you can do. It's about how much of you is left after you do it. Question 2, am I building something or just avoiding collapse? Now, this is a common one. This one's gonna sting. Look at your last 3 months. Strip away the title, strip away the accolades. What did you actually build? Or were you just putting out fires? Just managing stakeholders? Just keeping the machine running while quietly wondering when you became a cog in it? Building feels like momentum. Avoiding collapse feels like treading water in business casual. Which one is this? Question 3. If I could design my ideal week, how much would it look like this one? I'm not talking about the week you post on LinkedIn. I'm talking about the week you choose if no one had to approve it. The meetings you actually take. The work that would actually matter, and the pace that wouldn't require you to recover every weekend. Now look at your calendar. How close is it? Because if the gap between your ideal week and your actual week is wider than the gap between your title and your peaks, you already know what that means. Here's what I want you to do. If the answer to any of these questions made you uncomfortable, don't panic and don't try to fix it in your head right now. Just ask yourself one more thing. What's one thing that you would need to change? Not 10 things, not a total overhaul. One thing. Maybe it's a boundary you need to set. Maybe it's a conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe it's finally admitting that the next promotion won't fix what's broken. Just notice. Write it down. Maybe a voice memo on a walk. The clarity will come from the honesty. And if you're sitting here thinking, I know I need to leave, but I don't know how to leave, you're exactly where you need to be, because leaving isn't the hard part. Leaving without losing yourself in the process, that's the work. If those questions made you uncomfortable, good. That's your answer. That discomfort, it's information. It's telling you this version of success is too small for who you're becoming. So what do you do with that information? Kate, it isn't therapy. It's not another 5-step framework. It's 6 weeks of dismantling the version of success that's suffocating you and designing one that doesn't cost you yourself. We're talking about your calendar, your energy, your values, the actual infrastructure of how you spend your days. Only 12 seats, not 12 people still hoping it gets better, not 12 people waiting for permission, 12 people ready to trade performance for something that actually feels like theirs. 12 people who've decided, if I'm going to work this hard, it's going to be for a life I designed, not one I inherited. The link is in the description to learn more. No pitch, no pressure, just what it is, who it's for, and how to join. Now, cohort 1 starts February 23rd, and this won't repeat because what we build will be specific to those who are in the room. Now, you don't have to have the answer today. You just have to stop pretending the question isn't there. The question that keeps pushing you down, it's not going away until you answer it. And the longer you wait, the more creative your excuses become. It's going to be after this promotion, or when the kids are older, or once I hit X amount in savings. But here's the truth you already know. There will never be a perfect time to leave. There will only be the time you decide you're worth the risk. Your success was never supposed to cost you your peace. Let's build one that doesn't.